Hey guys, I'm Tim.
And I'm Bob.
And I'm Dan.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. Today, we are going to talk about games we played. Kickstarters.
News. Oh, you did it wrong.
I had to say it wrong because you were going to say news. So games we played, news, Kickstarter, crowdfunding, and then we have a topic.
Yeah, but first, make sure you're liking, subscribing, and ringing that bell so you get all the notifications when our videos come out.
Yes, and also yeah, we've got a video leading into getting those subscribers. not yet. Once we get to 500 subscribers, we are going to give away the Kickstarter exclusive AEG game, Edge of Darkness. Boom! All you have to do is comment on that video that Dan just made miraculously appear, or at least the link. Click on that video and comment on an AEG game you like. We don't even care that much. Just make sure you comment anything in there.
Right.
Yep.
It could be ham sandwich.
Say your favorite, say your least favorite, say you've never played one.
Say Bob is a goofball.
Well, you know.
And
that's true.
Dan's the worst.
Also true.
Right?
So, yeah. Let's move on.
Let's go into games we have played.
I'm going to jump in first really quick because I didn't play any of this last week, but I did leave one off my list last week that I have forgotten that we played, and this is actually an important one.
Okay.
I finally played Decktective, Nightmare in the Mirror.
Nice.
Or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
The one
Ghost
that you
in the
gave me.
Mirror.
Was it Ghost in the Mirror?
Something like that.
No, it's Ghost of the... Anyway, I think it's Nightmare of the Mirror. But yeah, it's the Mirror one, right? I played that one. Again, just so happy with these Decktectives.
Those games are good,
They're
right?
so good. Mm-hmm. And the whole time, Kath and I were like, oh my goodness, we're doing terrible. This is so hard. Like, we're putting the piece together, and we aced it at the end. We got every question right.
Nice.
We were not expecting. We were like, oh, that was right.
That was right.
Oh,
okay.
So
I'm glad that other people are enjoying those because those are a lot of fun. We've got one more Deckscape that we need to play and review. But man, I'm always happy to kind of just bust those out.
Yeah.
They're really easy.
It's a good time
to do and a good time.
Gaze of the Ghost.
Gaze of the Ghost.
That's the other one.
Yep.
Anyway, yes, Decktective, Nightmare in the Mirror. I believe you guys did a review of it, right? Did you guys
do a
we
review.
did. Where would it be, Dan?
It would be right there.
Whoa, we're up to 2 already.
I know. They're always like, there's like 4 in the first minute and one at the very end.
Yeah.
That's always how
That's about it.
Slow down. Pardon all my fluids. I just got my second COVID vaccine, and I need to just imbibe as much fluid as I can.
On the upside, my cell phone reception has never been better.
Also, so games we played, Bob, you got some?
Today I rejoined into a campaign of Gloomhaven.
Yeah, you had a 6-hour
Oh
battle.
my gosh, it was so epic. It came down to literally I had the turn I killed the last guy in because everybody else was dead, and then I had 3 cards. So if I didn't kill him with that, I had one more chance to kill him, and that was it. So, and I was down to 3 hit points, so it was close.
That's
but
wild.
we did manage to pull it out.
Wild.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
I've been playing a lot of Ascension with a friend, Mike Picorni.
Okay.
Shout out to you.
Digital, I assume?
Yes. I had been on a winning streak, and he finally beat me. And I was like, oh, curses. But that was pretty good. I've been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering online.
Nice.
On the app.
Cue Dan.
Yeah.
I roll.
I don't know that I will get back into the physical version of the game anytime soon.
Sorry, that was a cough.
Mostly because when I get together with other people, there's just board games
Other
I want
things
to play.
to do, yeah.
But I really do enjoy the digital implementation and how much of it you can play for free.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
like
you
the
can
colors and effects.
you can sink money into it real easy,
right?
And that's fine if you do. But for me, just to be able to grind out and play for free, I did a booster draft. Did terribly, but I had fun doing it, which is what's important.
It is.
And I will actually, I need to talk to you later about some tips for booster drafts.
You don't want to talk for 20 minutes about Magic while Dan sits here and dies.
The video's gonna cut. I'm gonna have a knife in me.
We could just do another show just for Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
But anyways, that's been a lot of fun. I played. There's a kids game called 2x2.
Okay.
Hands of Blue.
No, different one.
Yeah, that was Firefly. This is more biblical. This is more like you're trying to get animals on the ark.
Yeah, you've showed me that, I think.
And it's pretty fun. It's a fun game I've been playing with Mallory. It's a good time. And we played a ton of Barnyard Grab. And by that, I mean we played it, like Mallory wanted to play it, and we played it for like a half an hour. So that means
so 6 games of it.
More than that. It was like to where, because you start with just 2 players. It's like the first 1 to 3 coins, or something like that.
Yep.
And then Mallory's like, just dump out all the coins, and we just played till all the coins are gone.
Wow.
So, I mean, she was coming up with her own little variants, right? And like trying to do stuff.
That's great.
And when we first started and she was kind of like getting into it, I was rolling slow. But by the end, she started beating me. So, like, by the end, I'm going
out here, little kid.
as fast as I can. Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic game, which we will have a review. We'll probably have Rob or Ted back on to talk about it.
Nice.
And I would like to live stream a play of that because it will be 5 minutes of madness.
Right. There'll be just audio spiking constantly. You won't be able to hear anything.
Yeah, but it's a fantastic little filler. Literally, it is a filler game. It takes 3 minutes.
Yep, coming to Kickstarter this year?
Yes, in the fall.
Nice.
In the fall. So,
do you have any other games you played, Dan?
We all played Shadow Network.
Shadow Network.
Man, it was such a close game.
Yeah,
no spoilers. You should watch the board game roulette.
It was a great game. And that was our newest roulette, which will be up probably after this, but soon.
Which we were a little behind on roulette because we did a GKR Heavy Hitters full playthrough.
Right. And we had 2 weeks off due to different reasons.
Right, like Mother's Day and
life.
Easter, maybe.
Was that
something
it?
like
I think it was, yeah.
Yep. So we're getting back in the routine. After this, I believe we're going to have 2 more roulettes left.
And that'll be the season.
And that will be the season in which we will crown me the champion and then move on.
The odds are not in his favor.
I got a couple wins under my belt.
I was not expecting. I think it's Bob and I right now that are challenging the title, and I was not expecting that. Even with the technicalities, I don't care.
The clank is
the
my
asterisks
win.
don't count, so
I should have 3 victories.
Asterisks don't count, but they're there. We respect that they're there.
Well, out of the 7 games, there's like 2-2-1, 2-2-2-1, something like that.
Mm-hmm. I think it is 2-2-2-1.
Yeah, so I am tied for the lead, and I should have 3. I should be in the lead.
I think it's 1.5 for you.
Yeah, I think it was 1.5 for Tim.
But so check out our roulette. I guess I'll snap right now, but it won't exist yet. Eventually, there will be
it will be there.
Link there.
It will be there. Okay, so is that all games we played? You got more?
Yeah, no, I think that was it for board games, right? We talked about that Blockbuster game.
Oh yeah, we all played Blockbuster.
Team game of Blockbuster.
Wait, who won that?
Oh.
Yeah, well, in my defense, I did have Spencer and Jeff.
2 people.
I don't know.
Two people
He's giving me the finger right now, which you can't see, but Jeff, I gotta admit, Jeff is very savvy in the movie.
Oh no, Jeff knows his stuff.
He does.
My favorite thing was that Spencer was trying to get you guys to guess Casablanca, and he said, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn."
Yeah, not the right movie. Not that I would have got it anyway, but I knew what that one was, and it wasn't right.
Everyone's like, "Gone with the Wind," and he's like, "Oh,
Whoopsie."
Yeah,
so good." Actually, Blockbuster is a solid movie trivia game.
It's not bad.
That is very accessible because it is done in a way where you don't really have to know all the movies. You don't have to have seen all the movies.
Yeah.
You just kind of have to be aware of a bunch of titles, and you could probably figure it out.
Yep.
Because I got Dan to guess some movies that he's never seen.
Correct.
But
just because you acted it out, or you gave a quote or a line from it that was
and it's just like, oh, I've never seen that, but I've heard.
I'm on a bus that can't slow down or it'll blow up.
Classic quote from that movie.
There you go.
There you go. Cans. It was just cans.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. Also, we did play Half Truth.
Yes,
we
played that too.
I forgot about
we had a couple
that
trivia games. That was for your birthday.
That was, yeah.
Tim is old.
Not
as old as me, but I'm bringing it up. Thanks.
Old.
It just flipped over.
Old.
Yeah, and actually, I was talking to Jeff earlier before we were filming, and I'm like, that is a game we need to go back and review because I enjoyed it more. It's
actually surprising you say that, though, because its score was pretty good when we did it. It was in the upper 7s,
Yeah,
I think.
well, did we use the new rating system, or did we use the old one?
I'm pretty sure we did.
We'll have to go back and look that. You guys let us know in the comments below. Did we use the old system?
If I gave it a 7, I would probably almost give it a whole point more.
Nice.
Yeah.
But
nice.
We'll
review
revisit.
Which is funny because it was so much
it.
harder this time than the last time we
Yeah,
played.
I don't know why.
Man, it was tough.
I think
there were
because
so many times we flipped a card over and all of us went, there was just silence. And we were like, huh.
Might as well guess.
I think because I knew what to expect maybe this time around, I enjoyed it a little more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
It's a great trivia game. You should check it out.
And we were just trying to play like some fast games because I wanted to
get some done.
Wanted to play some games for my birthday.
Yeah.
And
it was like
since we couldn't
Blockbuster,
play-
Half Truth, or Nemesis.
yeah,
Yeah. And we're on a time crunch.
we would have still been here for
Yeah,
Nemesis.
we still have it set up in the back.
Yeah, because the Xenos would keep popping up with
Different
new
health.
all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
That game was bad.
I
We
think
had a
that-
bad
It was
experience.
the worst game of Nemesis we ever played.
I think
It was
that's
a
it,
bad
though, for games
experience.
we played, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think
Yeah,
so.
so
What did you guys play?
guys play anything
Only in the
cool?
last week. Come on.
Yeah, let's
don't get crazy.
Keep it tight.
Keep it secret.
So, news.
News.
What kind of news you got?
So, Dan, you
have
might be
something.
interested in this news.
What is this news?
This Eric Lang news?
Oh, I'm not super interested, but
No, you're not?
No,
Okay.
I mean, it looks cool. It looks child friendly.
It does. It looks more childish than villainous.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I don't know if it is. It might be not at all, but it looks like it.
I would be surprised if it's a kid's game because it's Eric Lang. So
Right.
Eric Lang has a new game coming out. He is working with Spin Master Games, and it is Disney Sidekicks.
Ooh.
And so you are literally playing as like Timon or Pumbaa or Tinkerbell, Abu, and you are trying to, who did I forget? Lumiere. Oh, I didn't see Lumiere.
And I don't know who this is, though, but Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. I don't know what they're
Are they
from.
from Pocahontas or something?
Sleeping Beauty. Okay, yeah. The little witches ladies. Okay.
Okay.
So
cool.
yeah, you're playing as one of them. It's a co-op game.
Yep, and you're trying to get keys to open up the doors that your partners or whatever, your main heroes are locked behind, and so you're going against like Captain Hook and Scar and some of those guys, right?
Yeah, they called it a reverse castle defense, which I assume just means like castle assault.
Have fun storming the castle. Yeah,
like
the
the AI is doing castle defense,
Yes.
basically.
So Eric Lang, right now, his most hot game that is out right now is Marvel United. Like everybody's going.
Oh,
nuts
that's like
for that.
currently out.
Yeah, that's like his most recent one. Ankh will be shipping soon. People overseas are actually already getting theirs.
Oh, wow.
I'll probably get mine hopefully by July. But you know, it is what it is. He had a really good run with Simon for a little while.
Right, and then I think just basically came out and said, I'm only doing like lighter family friendly stuff for a while. Like I think he
went independent.
After he said that, I think he said, I'm kind of taking it light.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel United seems pretty light.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyways, Eric Lang has got a solid track record. He is a very talented designer. And so this is due to come out August 1st, and it will run you $29.99, which is not bad.
Right, and it is, I believe, at the beginning Target exclusive.
Okay, good to know.
It will not be always, but I think when it first launches, it's Target exclusive.
Sure,
yeah,
couple months or whatever.
So if you gotta have it, that's where you're gonna have to go. But I'm sure eventually your FLGSs are gonna start.
It looks okay. I like the idea of playing as a Boo. That seems fun.
I
can't do that like that weird sound he makes.
I have zero to no interest in this.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have zero interest, but it just looks too light.
But it is definitely noteworthy because of the designer, I think, really more than anything. Because I do like Eric Lang. I got a ton of his games. You got something?
I got a couple things. I can't remember if it was on our show last week or if we just talked about it, but I don't know if we did. Here's some pictures really quick of what Catan 3D looks like.
Oh,
okay.
Good.
I can't remember because we've already talked about this, but it might not have been on the show.
Yeah,
I don't think we talked about it on the show.
So Catan 3D is, as far as I know, it was already a thing, and now it's coming out again.
So there was like some limited edition.
Yeah, like a limited edition and a big box thing.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And there was a local to us game store that had one for a while. And it was
very
like $300.
Pretty. Yeah.
Right. And this
might have been more than that.
I think it was a little bit more than that.
This is the new
Might have been
edition
$500.
of the collector's edition.
Correct.
Yes.
Which is a little bit less, which is $300.
It is $300. Yeah,
it
even
is
this
$300.
time.
And it's like 3D printed little spots.
Comes in a
and
beautiful
big box
case thing.
Yeah,
It looks
very cool.
It looks beautiful.
It does look
It
beautiful.
comes with the expansion Cities and Kings, I believe.
I think so.
And yeah, again, if you like Catan, it looks stunning. There is no way I'm spending $300 on Catan.
Yeah,
There's just no way.
I don't care for it that much.
But yeah,
but
now
some
with
people do.
$300
Some
for
people love it.
Starfare's
Hey.
Catan.
Yeah.
3D planets.
And
stuff. You know.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
But I would say that for an evergreen classic that is Catan, it would be a very nice collection piece.
Sure.
If you are a game collector.
Again, yeah.
If you have a friend that loves Catan, pool your friends and resources together.
Oh, yeah.
And buy them an
It'd be an
awesome gift. or
incredible
something.
gift.
Yeah, and then you guys get to play it together.
I really do still enjoy playing Catan occasionally. I prefer Starfarers.
Yep.
And actually, I would, if I was going to play like
Game of Thrones.
regular Catan, I'd play Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I knew
because
I knew that.
the
The
wildness.
theme and the wall and stuff like that is a really nice.
Right, and it's so
addition.
similar to normal Catan.
But
anyway.
yes, it is basically Catan with like just a little bit of salt and pepper
Right.
Yep.
sprinkled in there.
It's,
Right?
it's like if it's like if,
Oh, it's snow.
Yeah.
There's snow on the tile, so
There's
it's a
snow.
winter
Right.
theme game.
Exactly.
Wow.
Thank you.
it's like if base game Catan just had an expansion called like
The wall.
Invaders.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Yeah.
sure.
Yep. That was my bit of news too.
Okay.
So thanks, Dan.
The new edition of Zombicide has been announced.
Oh.
Okay, which
I did hear about that.
second edition or
No. It is a version of second
Oh,
edition, like a
it's
new
based
theme.
on
Okay.
the.
Army of the Dead,
Army
the
of the
new
Dead.
Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if that was
Yep.
real or not.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
It
it's
looked real. It looked legit.
Sure.
But yeah, so if you like that,
Zombicide has not met an IP that it doesn't like.
Yeah. Oh, we can slap that on there.
Paints
Yeah.
it up,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, this one does make sense.
It does.
If it comes with a Richard Cheese soundtrack, I'm in.
Oh,
Right.
I would buy that one again. Yeah.
Have you watched Army of the Dead yet?
I did.
Yeah, it's like that Richard Cheese song at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm having fun.
Yep. Yeah. It's entertaining. It's a good ride. You watch it.
Yeah, I mean, by no means is it going to win.
I haven't watched
Yeah.
it yet. It just
It's
it looks
cinematic
so
masterpiece.
mediocre.
No, it's not a cinematic masterpiece. But is it fun?
Mediocre.
It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So Zombicide, Army of
Yeah.
the Dead, Zack Snyder's type of thing, his universe, those
Fast
characters.
zombies. But they're all going to be runners.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
Right.
And one more?
I got more. but
that's
you
all.
go
Okay,
ahead.
no, go ahead. I've been
ahead.
talking for a while.
No, you're fine. Did you see the Summoner Wars reprint?
I didn't?
So Summoner Wars is like a super popular. It's 1v1 game where you've got like 6 asymmetrical factions that come in the base box, and then you can buy extra sets. And then what makes Summoner Wars different than like say Magic the Gathering is that you actually are as you're playing your creatures. You're actually lining them up on a board and you're moving them around. You're
Like
flanking.
a gridded board.
It's a gridded board where you're actually like doing
Right,
maneuvers
but your
for
units
battles.
are the cards.
Your units are the cards. So
Right,
I
there's
cast
no
this spell,
pieces.
like, so I summon this guy, right? So instead of Magic where we line them up and I choose to block whatever, you attack, where, it's just kind of out here. There's actually a board and you place them all down and your dudes actually battle
around on
Right.
the board.
flank
It is, though, since you bring that up, it is like Stratego.
Okay.
To where like you place walls and you have your main summoner, and
Yes.
so all the placement of the cards does matter. And
Yes.
it's very interesting.
Yes, so they are. So Plaid Hat Games is doing the second edition. They're like spicing up the art. It looks like the art is a lot more vibrant than it
Okay.
used to be. They're doing a thing. So I was aware of the digital version before. They're kind of now like they're doing like a subscription thing where you can pay, I want to say $3 a month. Gets you. Oh no, excuse me, $30 a month gets you access to all the decks. That can't be right. No, it's $3. It's $3 a month. $3 a month. Like it's a subscription.
And as
Gets you
long as you're
access to all the decks.
subscribed,
You can just buy piecemeal,
Uh-huh.
a la carte. You can just buy the decks you want digitally, or you can do a $30 pay. You pay $30 per release of a set, and you get the digital
stuff from
version
there.
and the physical version.
that's nice.
So you still have to buy the master set of the game.
Mhm.
But if you paid $30 when like the expansion comes out and say it's got 2 factions in it,
Right.
you get both of
You get
those
the physical copy and the digital copy.
and the digital
That's
copy.
cool. You were just talking about that, how they do a kind of thing like that in Pokemon, where when you
Right.
get the cards,
Pokemon.
they give
Yeah,
you...
if you play Pokemon
Oh,
online, like the trading card game online, and you buy a pack of cards, it's gonna have in that pack at the very the very last card is a
code.
It's got a code that will give you a pack, a pack of the same type,
Yeah, the
Right.
the same block,
Yeah.
right.
in your digital game. Now, it won't it,
Might
it's
not be
not-
the same cards.
Yeah. But you're gonna get it. You're gonna
Earn
get
that
a
pack. If you buy a physical pack, you get a digital
you
pack.
get a
Right,
digital
so-
pack,
Which
is
man,
awesome.
could
Yeah.
I not care less about Pokemon the card game, but that's awesome.
I really was
Smart.
like, yeah, because what was happening is that my daughter was buying getting Pokemon cards, and I was taking her digital ones, and I was playing online
Yeah.
with the digital ones, and then and then she had all the physical cards.
Right.
I would love it if the Magic one did that, something
Yes.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Because you opened up a pack of cards,
Correct.
I'm like,
Ooh,
what's that?
yeah.
It was just an advertisement.
I did hear somebody say that because we were opening box cards the other day, and the other Tim was saying like, "Oh, let me have that card because it's got some codes on it. If you don't pay Magic Arena, like I'll take your
Oh,
codes."
okay.
And he took some of them. They weren't in every pack, and I'm not
Sure.
sure what the specifics
well,
on
you
it
tell
are.
him next time. Other Tim gets
other
it.
other Tim is gonna get it.
other Tim.
Yeah.
Tim Prime.
Well.
Tim passed his.
Well.
Past his prime. Because I'm old now. Dan, what else you got?
So there is a new edition or a reprint, I think is what they're calling it, of the Battle of Five Armies.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So
is it super deluxe tweaked?
it is
out?
supposed to. It's not like it's crazy deluxe looking, but it is supposed to come with what the collector's edition came with. So that's kind of decked out probably, and it does include the expansion.
Okay.
And as far as I could tell, I'm not 100% sure on this. It looked like it's like a shooting for a September release or something. But yeah, so a new edition of Battle of the Five Armies. I always say Battle of the Five Armies, but it's the Battle of Five Armies. I put the in the wrong spot.
Have you guys ever seen one of those deluxe editions?
No.
The big, huge. Yeah.
Yeah, it comes in like a case.
It's beautiful.
I've never played either one. Like Battle.
I never played it.
The
but
Battle
I
of Five Armies or War of the Ring.
I have War of the
haven't
Ring and never
either.
played.
Well, that's just a Tim move.
Yeah.
Listen, I had
Tim.
I had an opportunity to get one. Had to get it so that I could.
Yeah,
play it
he's
eventually.
never had an opportunity to play it. Never.
So
I'm done.
crowdfunding.
Crowdfunding. Thank you, Bob.
Yeah.
What you got? You go first.
I'm excited to tell you guys that
So War Room's coming.
we're gonna cut that and then we're gonna go back. War Room is finally back out on Kickstarter. They have slightly streamlined it a little
thought you were
bit.
joking.
No, he's not. We talked about it in the car. Thanks, Dan.
Okay. He sniped your.
Yeah. So if you're gonna get it, if you're interested at all, the way to do it is through the Kickstarter because it's gonna be $200 after the Kickstarter. You can get it during the Kickstarter for $137.
Oh, that's not bad
which is a good deal. There's a lot of stuff in there.
It's a huge thing.
It is huge.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
a game
huge
that looks
production.
awesome to me. When am I ever going to get that to the table? And
Yeah.
Bob owns it. If I'm
Yeah.
going to play it, it'll be with Bob.
Yeah.
So
if you played that game without me, I'd be really mad at you.
and no friendship.
But it's super cool. If you like Axis and Allies or Risk, it's a based on World War II. There's all different types of scenarios you can play with player counts of like 2 to 6. You've got simultaneous planning where you've got a little like whiteboard and you're planning your moves because
Yeah.
every location has like a coordinate.
It's kind of
And
like
you're saying-
diplomacy. Diplomacy.
I haven't
plays like that as
haven't
well.
played like that. But yeah, so you write down what you have, then you're bidding how much oil. And then when everybody's done, you reveal whoever bids the most oil gets to move first, and you determine turn order that way. You can like pin units down. You got planes flying around.
And then because of that, right, like you might go, hey, don't go here. And it's like, okay.
yeah, well,
And then, you know.
yeah. Well, and
screw
then like
people
plus
over,
like
right?
if I think like you're gonna move out there and attack my weak spot, I'll move some guys in behind, on the side and flank you and pin you down. So now those guys can't leave that area to
Right.
attack my weak.
Can you get involved in a land war in Asia?
You can, and I don't recommend it.
Okay, just checking.
Yep. But they're doing something that's really cool that I've complained so many times about because I kickstart things, and then like when you get your backer kit information, then you pull your credit card out, pay your shipping and stuff like that. They've got a feature on there now where you can pay the shipping ahead of time. So if you're living in the U.S., you can put it on ahead of time. So when your backer kit comes later on,
All you're doing
you
is
don't have to
selecting your cart, 0 owed, thank you, bye, done.
Are you
Yeah,
saying this
exactly.
is a Kickstarter option for everything, or specifically for this company or something they're doing?
Yeah,
this?
the Nightingale games
Okay.
for this game right here is and cause why don't they charge USA is usually a flat rate. If you live in the USA, you should be able to check off the $10,
Right.
$15 for shipping and pay it up front,
I agree.
as opposed to having to do it later on.
I really,
So annoying.
really hate like paying. I'll pay $60 or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
And then 4 months later,
You're like, oh, I kind of need an extra.
Kelly's
$10.
like, why do I have a $10,
Yeah.
like charge to blah 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 games? And it's
Mhm.
like I had to pay shipping. For
My favorite part of that
Kickstarter.
story is you said you spent $60 on Kickstarter.
Yeah, it was.
That's
it was a
funny.
$20 card game.
Yeah, but it's
It
got
was
low
deluxe buy.
downtime though, because a lot of times the problems with those games is like, okay, well I'm Russia, I'm gonna take my turn and I'm done, and then everybody else goes and you're waiting around for 4 or 5 minutes for your turn.
Right.
But the way these turns go and everything being so interactive and back and forth, you're not just sitting around waiting for
Yeah.
your turn.
And hold on, you're not sold yet, guys. You push your units around with one of those big sticks.
Yeah, because you have
You push and
they
pull
stack
your units.
up.
Yeah, and you're like, "Aw."
Because every stack of troops, so you've got tanks, and then on the top you put like an 86 battalion on top. And so when you did your code, you push the whole stack of the 86 battalion into the front. And
Nice.
it's just like being in a big
Tell me you
war
haven't
room.
wanted to do
so
that,
cool.
like-
So
ever.
here's
So
the
cool.
real question.
Okay.
Are you going to back this and have a second edition of Kickstarter
No, that's
or a War Room?
no.
Okay.
I don't
Not
think
even
so.
to sell it.
That's somewhat tempting, but there's so many other games I want to back right now.
Sure.
And with the wedding and everything coming up, it's like I can't just.
Oh, that's
Had that
right.
tied up,
We'll
you
see what
know.
happens.
Which is going to be really weird when you and Dan get married.
Well, we'll see if we invite you. You're on the short list, but you're not on the short list.
I'm
yet.
always short.
Yeah, that's true.
What you got?
But that was my
Dan?
big one.
Sure. So the game that I saw that looked interesting was I'm gonna assume it's called Ice, even though
Oh,
they
yeah.
put a space between all the letters.
Yeah, like
so
I,
it's
space,
ICE.
CE, yeah.
But I assume that's just to make it
In case
look
of emergency.
because it makes it look cool or something. I
Right.
don't know. In case of
I'll
emergency.
send it to you.
Yeah, you guys never heard that before?
No.
Okay, well, anyways.
But it's probably not right because there's no periods.
Okay.
So this is by This Way, which is a French company. I heard from another person that talks about news. This is their first game.
Okay.
I heard that. I don't know if that's true information. But yeah, so this way, a 1 to 5 player game where you explore, mine tiles, and collect artifacts. For $81 to $149. $81 is pretty expensive for a base game, I thought. So I'm wondering what all this comes with exactly. You know, I looked at it all, but still. That seems expensive for a base game. And it's supposed to ship in April of 2022. The thing that's interesting about this is, so we all have asymmetric guilds, factions, whatever you want to call them. And we are in this big ice thing, and it's a, pentalayered board.
What?
What?
Yeah.
How? Like
it's
like this tall.
It's
and
because
all these
the way
layers.
the game works is really innovative to me. It's literally the game is made up of hexes, and the bottom layer you mix up the hexes and put them face down. Then on top of those hexes you put another layer of hexes. Then on top of that layer you put another layer of different hexes. And the game is you are going around building camps and digging up those hexes. So you take the top layer, which reveals the next layer. Once one of the tiles on the second layer is completely uncovered, you can excavate that, and you slowly build down into this 5-layered board of hexes.
Very
it looks
interesting.
very interesting.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, pentalayered.
Very cool.
Board
I'm looking
game.
at my phone right now. I guess you look it up. Yeah, that is very neat.
But yep. So yeah, it's all about the building up the tiles. The other information I have is the bottom layer is edifices.
Yes.
Okay.
That is a word.
They look like big demon things.
Okay.
I don't know what
Okay.
that is. But the one they keep showing off looks like the Balrog, kind of.
Yeah.
But basically, when you get down to the bottom layer, you reveal that. That gives you something special. I think that's how you win the game. But also, it has this legacy thing built in to where its effect will impact how you play the next game if you want. You don't have to, but you can. So that will
It's like
impact the next
pseudo-legacy.
game. Right. And then there are 12. The entire bottom layer is different. There's 12 hexes on the bottom. They're all different. So yeah, that affects the next game, and then you play the next game and you excavate, and then you'll reveal a different edifice that changes the next game you play. And yeah, it's just this weird, they literally call it like pseudo legacy or something like that. But yeah, so that is Ice. It just has cool artwork, and I love that innovative bunch of tile layers where you're slowly building
like
it out.
the pledge levels and stuff?
Oh, I said, well,
how much is that? How much is that going to hurt Bob's wallet?
I said it's $81 for the base game
Okay.
and up
Zoinks.
to $149 for it's like the deluxe edition and like a signed art print or something is
sure.
why that one's so expensive.
Nothing wrong with that, but I'm
And
always
then obviously
like, oh,
there
art
are
print.
there are ones in between that, which is like just
Sure.
the base game with art print, just the deluxe edition without art print, right? All those. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Skip
that's
the art
Ice.
print.
Yeah.
All right. This is I saw one posted on like one of the Facebook groups I'm in that I thought looked really interesting. I have no idea if it will fund. It's got, as of filming, it's still got 30 days. It's only
Lots of time.
Yeah, it's only like 25% funded right now, but it is called Starframe, a shipbuilding game.
Ooh.
So we here love asymmetrical player powers, things
Yep.
like that. So basically, you are customizing a starship, and you are trying to run, like the space station is going to get sucked into a black hole. You're trying to get these resources back to the space station so that you can build a ship with like a strong enough engine to escape, like get everybody off and escape. But you're gonna build and modify your own ship, your Starframe, right? You've got a hero that's got a unique skill. So you not only do you have a unique hero, but you've got unique ships that you customize and you build. And then there's like aliens coming in, like attacking you at the same time. You're going to get like droid cards and things like that, which will like give you other ways to like kind of circumvent rules.
So is all the customization cards?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
Because it sounds like the whole game is the Galaxy Hunter, like with the not worker placement part, the ship part. Like that's what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, it looks like it. So there's all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, there's all kinds of things. There's hero boards. So you got your hero boards. They do have like minis for the ships, but like how you actually like build your ship, will come down to your
Do
cards.
you push the ships with little commands?
Right, because otherwise I'm just
otherwise I'm
not
like,
feeling
right.
it.
Right, no doubt. But it's only $36 for the base game on this
That's not bad.
Kickstarter.
See, much better than 81.
Super
Yep.
cheap, right? And that is the Kickstarter edition with all unlocked stretch goals. You could pay $46 and you get your name in it.
For 46?
$46.
That's
Get your
really
name
good.
inside
your
it.
name in the
well,
book.
in the box.
Yeah,
excuse
the
me.
box.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's insanely good.
And then like $100 gets you 3 copies of the game.
Got it. That's the friend pledge.
Friend,
Yeah. So, anyways, for a relatively cheap game that sounds like it's got a lot of like customization.
I do love the ship customization in like Zia and whatnot. So I wonder. If,
That's the first thing that came to my head. Yeah.
Right, and so I would say that a game like this, being only $36, I wouldn't be afraid to take a flyer on this, like something like this.
It's not bad to risk. Like the game might not be great,
right? Because it looks like this is like a first-time designer. You know, I could be wrong. Maybe they've made a bunch, but I haven't.
You click on them.
That was my hedge.
It tells you how many previous projects they had done it.
Nope, first created.
First created. There you go.
So there we go. But yeah, I just think that I just thought it was a neat little kind of underdog kind of game.
Yeah, because games in space are cool.
Yeah, Jason and Katie.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say names.
Me either.
I'll call them out. They call you out every
They
week.
do. Not that Dan listens.
Call me out. Is
Come on,
is that how you called like throw me on the ground and step on my face? Is that how you call that?
That's the terminology for that.
Yeah.
What else you got? You got any others? Or is
No,
that
that was it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I just figured I'd
honestly
highlight
didn't
like a
see
little
that
guy.
much this week. It
Little guy
took
this
a
week.
while for me to find something I thought was
Ice
weird.
is the big one.
Yeah, and yours was easy.
Yeah.
Ice is the big one. War Room makes sense.
Yep.
There's no not dice, so we don't have to worry about Spencer.
Yep.
So we're good.
Oh, yeah, we didn't mention that Spencer's not here. So he's
That's
on,
right.
he's
They
currently
noticed.
on suspension.
30 minutes in, they noticed.
I hope so. Yeah.
Boing.
Well, actually.
Actually.
Yeah.
Actually. Okay, so moving on into our topic.
So we have a topic this week that I think
Interesting.
Spencer
Thanks, Spence.
which
Good that you
is
see
why we're
this.
doing it today.
I will say though that like of all the people, I mean, he had a really good suggestion for a topic. He hasn't done what this topic is nearly as much as maybe the three of us.
Right.
Because it's kind of our thing.
Yep.
It's kind of a thing we love to do.
We do.
It is like upgrading your own games with like fancy bits.
Yep.
Like things you
And
like.
components and things like that you might use with.
What are your favorite accessories to add to a game you already own? .exe.
Boy. So yeah, like what we're not talking about buying like a deluxe edition of the game.
Exactly.
But we are talking about like a mutual friend of Bob and I, Ben, he 3D printed a bunch of storage boxes for Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Yep.
They are fantastic.
They are.
Now that I have them, I will never play the game without them.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm jealous of yours because they're color coordinated.
They are color coordinated.
That was the guinea pig. That was the first one he made.
There's a
They're
reason he
okay, but
didn't
it's all
do
the
it for
basic
you.
stuff. But then once I paid him for that, he went and bought a bunch of colored spools,
Right.
and then he made nicer ones for him.
Sorry, I'm right. There's a reason he didn't make it for you.
You did.
Yeah.
You should have let him win, man.
I should have.
Bob has bought on like Etsy and other sites like the upgraded bits for Quacks while we're talking about Quacks,
Yep,
right?
and the Geek Up bits.
Yeah.
That's what they were from is the BGG. There's a
Oh,
Geek
yeah,
Up,
that's
the
right.
Geek Up Market or the Geek Store.
So, what I have here
Okay.
is I wrote down the basics for everything I could think of that is a way to upgrade a game.
Okay.
So instead of just naming stuff randomly,
Sure.
how about I go through this list and we
I was
just say...
I was just going through a very specific game that
No, I know.
that
I'm just
that
saying.
you have more than me. I've upgraded mine a bit,
Right.
And you've gone like
With bits.
top
All
to
in,
bottom,
yeah.
right? And it's a game you play a ton
All the time.
and I get to play mine a ton.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the hardest decisions I think for me is do I get a new game or
Right.
upgrade one that I
previous game.
really like that I already have?
I've been
and
there.
the buying the new game almost always wins, but
Yeah.
I upgrade
Well,
when I can.
sometimes it's sleeving your cards. If
So
that's something
number
you
one
like.
on the list is sleeves.
Hey,
So
look at that.
So
I just
let's go
accidentally
through this
stepped
list
on
that I
his
have.
list.
No,
Let's
I'm
do
just
it.
saying. Let's go through this list I
Yeah,
have,
sure.
and we'll say how necessary we think those are and how often we do it,
That's
and then
fair.
anything not on my list that
go
you guys
over.
have, we
Okay.
can add.
Okay, so sleeving cards.
First is
Sleeves.
sleeves. I don't personally think it's necessary.
Depends on the game.
Right, that's what I'm saying, though. I would say in general it's not necessary.
Correct.
But every once in a while I get a game where it's just common sense.
Any deck builder I'm playing that has a base set of cards that I'm adding cards
They'll
to,
always be used.
I always sleeve because otherwise, after you play the game a
They're going
bunch,
to get worn out.
the starting ones are worn out. They're
Right.
easy to tell which one's coming up next. So I always
And
try
I
to sleeve
will
deck builders.
say a game like ICP, for example,
Yeah.
the cards aren't the best quality,
Right.
and that game is
They'll
hard
wear-
to find.
Yeah, wear easily.
So if you put like a little thicker sleeve, don't just get penny sleeves, but put a little
Correct.
thicker sleeve in there, that game is going to last forever.
Yep.
Right.
And plus, like, you get people leaving like their beverages on the table. You get little wet rings and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
that
that little bit of
definitely
protection saves the whole game. It's worth it. In my
So,
a very
yeah.
recent example is Dune Imperium. I think we have all carded that game now. Well, everyone who
Sleeved
owns it has. I said carded. My game with no cards.
Yeah, you should try carding it.
It's it's a card game.
This game sucks.
Yeah, this game sucks. There's no cards.
Yeah, game with no cards or workers.
Just
What do
worker
I do?
placement.
But yeah, so that's a recent example of a game that
Yeah.
clearly needs them. I
Yep.
think.
Sure.
Okay, next, going on that kind of thing is a card holder, something that like holds decks of cards, the 3D ones that hold the decks, not the
Okay.
single card holders,
Sure.
the deck holders.
Yeah. What I found is actually good for that is like, for Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, they have those like deck box protectors.
Right.
And like, so for Taverns of Teethethal, I've got all my cards in one of those.
Oh.
Instead of using a
I
bag or
guess
something like that.
that's different. I was thinking more like Red Rising, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna hold my cards.
Oh,
No, that's what I'm
Or-
saying. Not those.
Or
those.
something that is like, I keep the cards like in this box and then we draw them.
Draw
out.
that
from
is
them.
what I'm kind of
And
talking
I don't
about.
care
Like
about
like
that.
a shoe that you would see at a
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, like a black-
Like,
I don't.
uh,
Yes, that's a really good way to put it.
Like Spencer has a really fancy one that folds out for Nemesis that holds all the
Oh, sure.
construction decks
Oh,
and
nice.
stuff, the crafting
I get
decks.
it. Don't care.
Right. I
Um,
agree for
the
the
o-
most part. The problem is once you sleeve the cards, it's
does
hard.
it fit in there?
Well, not just that. Once you sleeve the cards, they tend to float around on the
Oh,
table.
Very
sure,
slippery.
sure.
And so
Yes.
having something that
Holds
holds
it
them
is good,
you
too.
know, it's almost they go together.
I do like the deck boxes for storage in the game.
In the game,
Sure.
yes. And I also think that like I've been talking about trying to build like a tray that holds the cards for like Taverns of Teethenthal,
Uh-huh.
right? Because that would make setup so much easier. You're like, bloop, there's all my card layout,
Right.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, or like Starfarers comes with that tray where you
Right.
put all the resources.
Yeah.
cards
Anything
in
with like
there.
a market.
Okay,
Right.
so Starfarers would be the exception of the rule, but if it didn't have that, I wouldn't care.
Right. It wouldn't
but,
ruin it.
Yeah, it wouldn't
But-
ruin it, but it's super convenient.
But it's super convenient, and actually, the way they've done it in Starfarers is they've got like the
the code you can trade,
the-
the 3
yeah,
for 1,
yeah,
3
yeah,
for 1,
yeah.
2 for 1.
It's got the rules embedded in it. Now
On
that's
there.
not something you would have to get elsewhere. I mean, that
Right.
comes,
it comes
with
with the game. It's base, yeah.
But normally, I don't care that much.
Right? This wasn't next on the list, but because you mentioned it and it won't be a long conversation, okay. Hand card holders,
Nope.
the ones that you were talking about. I say almost always never. I will say if I was designing like a game table, like I was going to get a game table, I would probably want that
Put the little
strip,
crease there,
yeah, along the
you can
outside
stick it
so
in
that you
there.
can put your cards in the table for when you're walking away and stuff and it doesn't take up room on
you're
the
gonna
table.
you're gonna say what my concern is. Please.
Yeah, okay, so like if you're reaching over, they tip over real easy. They can bend the cards.
Right,
that
Like,
would be-
exactly.
I don't care for
I would have nightmares about
I mean,
bending my card.
If
and
I had
freezing the
thumb
bottom.
issues, maybe okay, sure. If I get if I'm trying to hold my cards
That's
with no thumbs.
specific.
But
Okay.
other than that, use
Well,
your thumbs. That's what they're for.
Right.
I
I have
guess.
never had an issue, especially because usually I don't like looking at my cards from this far away. Right, like I hold my cards like this,
Yeah.
and I'm reading them. So, yeah. Okay.
Not a fan.
Next, metal coins.
Love them.
Love them.
Love them.
The clank of it setting down a bag full of metal coins.
do.
So
I
nice.
do.
You know.
It is
I want a game. I have never played a game with this where there's not single metal coins. Each person has a baggie. You know what I'm saying? Like a permanently closed baggie that has metal coins in it. So it's like the old knight, like the
Oh yeah, it's like give me a room and a beer, you know. Or
exactly. You drop
clang,
the bag
yeah,
of
the bag of
coins.
purse.
Yeah, I would
Man,
love that.
That would be
Purse
tough to
coins.
produce.
It would.
It'd be a
You're like,
lot of little
I've got
coins.
7 bags of
It wouldn't even
coins.
have to be
Chink,
metal
chink,
coins. though.
chink.
It would just
Yeah,
be some
just
kind of little
some
metal
metal
thing
in
in the
there.
bag that
Sure,
makes the
sure.
sound.
Or you
and the
could do
feel.
like
Right.
poker chip, like the clay poker
Exactly.
chip kind of
Yeah.
thing. Something to make a clank, right?
Right. Something to give it some heft. Mm-hmm.
No, Bob owns metal coins outside of like a game. Like they don't belong to a specific game.
Right.
That he
Well, I mean,
just has.
Yeah, they do. They technically are from a different game, but I bought a separate set. to
Right.
keep on
Yeah,
the
that's what I
side.
mean,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And I have a separate set of coins that.
Just because it's nice, it's convenient.
Yeah,
Ones,
they're
threes,
like
fives. You know what you're getting.
Yeah,
easy to
mine
tell
are even
apart.
like fantasy themed. But if we're playing for sale, I'm like clank. Let's play with these, right? Just because.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. I do that with Machi Coral
That
also,
aesthetic,
right?
yeah.
Like get rid of those. Like let's do this.
Yep.
Yep.
I will almost always get metal coins if I have the chance.
Sure.
Some games it's more important, right? Like I love it in Lords of Waterdeep because you're
Yes.
such a douchey
Yeah.
lord
Lord.
anyway that you're just like clink 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 clink.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'll go ahead and say Eagle Griffin Games makes great coins.
Yes.
And,
So does Stonemeyer.
and Stonemeyer makes great coins.
Stonemeyer makes great
yeah,
coins.
So
I will
they're-
say, I really want to get a set of the Waterdeep coins because I do like them.
Yeah.
They're so
Yeah.
unique in shape.
they are different shaped. Crazy.
They're pretty fun.
Yeah, the 5s are moons.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. I like that.
So this wasn't next on the list as well, but it goes well with metal coins because it's an upgrade to the game piece the game already has. How about just in general upgrading components like making the wood look like wood, making the hay look like hay?
If I can,
Again,
I will.
Stonemaier, they make great
Stonemaier, yes.
Great
yeah,
bits.
and they've got so you can just
like
buy
collection
like the treasure boxes.
Well,
right?
yeah, they have game sets. So if you have a game, they have like the set ones that replaces the exact amount that come with the game.
Right.
And they also have like generic, like, oh, you can just buy a big box full of
and it comes with metal,
wood,
clay, wood,
gold, coal, whatever. Yeah.
Right. And they're really high quality.
High quality.
Really
They
good.
look super neat.
Yeah.
This is something I only do to my favorite games. A game that I play a lot and stuff. I will love upgrade those components, make them look stunning. But in general, I just don't care. It's usually too expensive to be worth it, like for every game.
Well, it is like you said. Sometimes it is am I going to invest the money in this game or am I going to just buy a new game?
Right. When it comes to getting like a treasure chest with all these things, it's like that's the price of games sometimes. Right?
I mean, it could be 30, 40 bucks sometimes. And
So
you're like,
yeah, that's where it really
that's why I
depends for
haven't
me.
bought the Quacks like acrylic pieces.
Yeah.
Because it's like, man,
It's pricey.
It's pricey.
It's pricey. I couldn't play that game without them.
I know. Like, even my mom's like, these are really nice. I'm like, they don't come with the game.
Well, and I've cheated and done like coin capsules.
Yeah,
I've
and that's
got to get a
okay.
tighter fit for Quacks because the ones I have are too big.
Right.
Okay.
But they do work really well with Australia.
Okay.
So it gives Australia sort of a nice feel.
Sure.
I can just hear
coin
you
capsules.
training to pronounce that correctly.
Australia.
Yeah, that
You gotta have that
Z.
Z in there.
But now I've got extra one because I bought some for Quacks that don't fit. Well, I backed the Australia expansions, so now I'm set up.
Yeah,
when they
you're
come
good
in,
to
I'm like, I love that game.
So taking a bit of a left turn from physical stuff, we're just gonna go for a little bit into
I mentally
app
upgrade.
stuff.
Oh, okay, sure.
So what I was gonna say is a start player picker or something like that, or just app assistance in general. Do you like
Schwazi.
app assistance?
Yes. As long as it's not
usually.
integral to the gameplay, like if that
Well,
app
if it's
ever
integral to
stops,
the gameplay, it's something you don't add yourself.
Sure,
right? You know
sure.
what I'm saying?
Sure.
So the Sheriff of Nottingham app, I enjoy.
I've actually never used that.
It just gives you like background, and then every once in a while it's like
Probably
open his
music.
bag.
Oh, okay.
You know,
That's
like
cool.
oh, he looks suspicious. You know, like little things like that. And
That's funny.
It's really fun when they hit at the right time. You know, where you like pick up
Right.
someone's bag and you're like, I don't know, and then somebody's like, open his bag, and you're like, you got it.
Yes, peasant.
Yeah. So things like that I do enjoy when it's more like ambiance.
Right.
Your self-created
Oh yeah, thanks.
MP3
Didn't even think of that.
for Wolves of Mercia,
Wolves of Mercia.
is really handy.
Yeah.
I hate to give you credit, but it's a fantastic
Hate to give
game,
him credit.
and that really does enhance the experience. You produced a very nice one.
Available on our Facebook page. If you have
Yeah.
Wolves of Mercia, well, if
Great
you don't have
game.
Wolves of Mercia, check
Get
it
it.
out.
First, just get it because it's dirt cheap and it's
really good.
fantastic.
Great social deduction game. And if you do have Wolves of Mercia and you're a moderator that would like to play sometimes, we have a recording of all the moderator stuff so that you can play too.
The only problem is it's Dan's voice.
It is my voice.
That is
It
a
is slightly
big
altered
downside.
though. The pitch is slightly lowered and there's music playing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
you know.
Well, when you're using your phone sex voice too, right? Okay, I want this person to go ahead and open
Yeah,
their
it's less
eyes.
shrill, it's
Right.
less shrill than Dan's normal voice.
Exactly. Yes, it's very like
Oh,
slow.
now it's time for the
Don't
arsonist.
tell them my normal voice.
Yeah, we do modulate Dan's voice.
Yeah, a lot.
That's why they always look annoyed. You're not hearing what they hear.
Yeah.
It's very true.
That's why I'm as far away as I can get. But, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dice Tower and Dice Tray.
It kind of depends, right? So in War Room, one of the great things they have is like a dice roller cup, right? Because there's so much kind of going on, and you're rolling a lot of dice, and so it's just this cup that goes over the top. It's got a hole in there, and you throw all the dice in there, and it just keeps them all set, right? And you lift that up. There's your dice, and it keeps it from destroying.
So
everything
the
that's on
dice
board.
tower in Wingspan, if it didn't have a dice tower, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I do use it
It's
because
cool that
it's
it's a
there.
birdhouse.
Yeah. Yeah. It's thematic. Enjoy
I
it.
use it because it's there, but if it didn't have it, I just roll the dice.
I love dice trays because I will always roll dice off the table.
Yeah, I've seen you roll dice.
I w-
It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
The amount of pieces I dropped when we were playing Shadow Network.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
Crazy.
What's the over/under? So you're gonna go to the roulette and say, like, I say, like probably 15. So place your bets.
I don't know about that. I think it's like 7. But
Oh, hey, there's a piece right down there.
There is a piece on the floor
there's a
right
couple
now.
down there. I was gonna check before I left.
That's funny.
But I will say that if I
That's
have
the
them,
one I dropped that I lost by. Oh, I mean,
spoilers.
spoilers.
If I
We're gonna bleep that.
Yeah.
if I have one, I'll use it, but I don't always seek them out.
Correct.
I
I
will.
don't own a separate one.
I will say that
I have
our
one of my. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say our FLGS where we film, they are
Yeah.
like making some, and they look
They're
amazing.
very cool, like 3D
So-
printing these big crazy contraptions.
Yeah, I'll probably end up buying one of those
Yeah,
just because they
eventually.
look really cool.
It's true.
I have two things that I like to talk about. First of all, I mean, it's not fancy at all, but I have one of them because I can literally stuff them in my books for like D&D. I used to literally have in my book, but it's one of those. It's like flat felt, and then it has the snaps on the corners.
I've got
so
one from
you just
Geekway
pull it out of your
that does
book and you snap the 4 corners, and you got a
Yeah.
perfect little felt.
And if I've got it handy, I use it.
dice tray. Yep.
I just don't always think like, oh, I gotta get my dice.
And I
Yeah.
really
I'm
meant
like
to
metal coins, clank.
yeah.
and I meant to bring it today, but I don't like moving it too much. But my mom did get me a crazy customized dice tower.
Very
Oh, it's
cool.
fantastic.
so
It's
cool.
so beautiful.
You had it on the show one time, I think.
I did, but I
Yeah.
don't remember which
I
episode
don't either.
it was.
So go back and rewatch all of our
Exactly.
episodes.
Right.
We
and
had it
let
on
us
the
know.
shelf back here, and I did have it on and talk about it for a little bit. But yeah, so
Yeah, she
man.
nailed that. That was an awesome gift.
But so situational, right?
Yes.
But never not awesome.
Right. Like I need my dice tower when I play DC Deck Builder.
That's right.
Yeah, I love
Just
it.
in case.
Just for a game where you just like, what is it?
Roll to see who goes first.
Yeah, it's something like that. Literally something like that where the die is rolled once
One
or
time.
at the beginning
That's
of
it.
each round.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Game
Kafka.
trays. Game holders.
Yeah. So that was the one thing that I was going to bring
component
up.
holders.
So there's a really cool company that's not far from here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's called Dogmite Games. They had a Kickstarter a little while ago, and they made these things called Cocos, and they're basically like little squares. They have magnets on the end, and then they hold your
Magnets?
components. Yeah, little magnets, so you can like
Okay.
stick them together, right?
Gotcha.
So they're not like all
Yeah.
over the place. And they're super neat, right? And unfortunately, it blew up so much in such a small company. It was taking them a long time, especially with COVID and everything hitting that, to get the orders out. So they were like, well, we'll give you discounts if you want to like forego that and get something we have in stock. That's how I got my spinning roulette thing. It's very nice, like hardwood. They stain it. And like my thing that I have is like this big around. It's got like 8 little wells in it, and it's like a Lazy Susan. It spins
just
around and
holds
whatnot.
components, right?
Yeah, and they make really nice little component collectors.
Man, yeah.
And yeah, nice local kind
I
of shop.
really like stuff like that.
Yeah.
When
It looks nice.
whether it's like for games like it's already in the box for specific games.
Exactly.
Like what you've got set up
Like
for
a
Shadow
game
Network.
trays.
was as
Yeah.
cheap as I could go, but it works.
It
No,
does.
but it works really,
worked
well.
really well.
You labeled
Yep, the
like I mean it
cups.
was very simple labeled cups, but it made a very fiddly game very easy
Yep.
to
A lot less fiddly.
Yes.
Yeah, easier to
Yeah.
manage.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
that's
basically
the
what this
biggest thing
does.
is organization and ease
Yes.
of play.
And you can go to a dollar store and buy a ton of little Tupperware containers.
Yeah.
Like for $1.
Right.
For
just
like a
use
little
those.
set of them, and you can use those, and they work really
You'll
well.
see the little things that the Intel is in our Shadow Network gameplay. I mean, you get so many of those. Just so many of those for like $2.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Game trays, they're like 70 cents a piece, or whatever,
Right.
but they've got really nice little like,
Yep.
component collectors that I use in a lot of my games. 'Cause
Yes.
then
And
they're
they
cheap
get-
enough to where you can just leave it in the game itself.
Yeah,
you
and they
know.
come standard with a lot of like Stonemaier games.
They do
usually,
nowadays, yeah. And they have ones that hold one, or they have a divider to hold 2 different types,
Right.
things like that.
Yep, good stuff.
Okay, this is actually kind of a personal one I threw on there, but I think it is one of the best investments I have made, and that is a laminator. I use it constantly. I'm telling you, the things that you can do with a laminator when it comes to board
well,
games.
when you
I've
print out
never
your
really
own
done.
play raids.
Exactly, which is
and
something
you-
I do all the
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Just constantly. For my Dune game, not Dune Imperium, but the actual Dune game, I found online the best player aids I could, printed them off for the right amount of players and laminated them. I also took a couple that I thought weren't beginner friendly, and I retyped them completely to word them in a way that a person would understand that has never played the game before. Laminated those. I took the normal sized player aids that they had that sit in front of you, and I just shrunk them down so that they were like card size.
But it's still a full sheet lamination, so you have like
well, you cut it out, and yes, but
And along those lines, Pat and Julia do this, and it's amazing. Is they color tab
The instruction manual.
Rule books.
Yeah.
Where you can just go right to what you need.
Like endgame scoring or this rule.
Yeah.
And then right on the tab, like, oh, you want to do what? Okay, right here.
It's fantastic. And actually, I need to give them credit because I saw them blinging out. They're the first people I noticed that like blinged out games. And then like, it's like, oh, that's really smart. And not just sleeving, right? Because I sleeved Magic cards when I played them and stuff. But to actually see somebody like get these extra components or like, I'm going to use these instead of this. The dice for this game suck. I'm going to get better dice.
Yeah, hear that.
You know, things like that, you know. But yeah, those kind of things, laminating player aids.
It is one of those things that a lot of people don't have and a lot of people don't think about. I'm telling you, the second you have a laminator sheets, every time you get a game, you go, I could laminate that. Like you literally
laminate
You know what's funny? I have a label maker, and I do that with a ton of stuff. I'll just sit there, like typing out. I did that for my Marvel Legendary because I have so many sets for it. I'm only missing like 3 sets for Legendary. And so each of the little divider cards, because they don't do like Sentinels of the Multiverse where it's got that name on it.
Yeah.
So like I'm like Captain Marvel, but then it's like this is an alternate version of Captain America.
Right.
So like I'm typing it all out and I stick that little label on the thing and then I alphabetized it, which was a nightmare because every time I get something else, but it makes setup and tear down so easy because it's like, where does this go? I did that with my Cthulhu Wars box, right? So Pete, shout out Pete, made a foam core insert for my core game of Cthulhu Wars. And then Pete always made fun of me because he remembers where everything goes. I'm like, no. Nyarlathotep goes here. Cthulhu goes here. Like, label maker.
Yep.
Beep, 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 beep. It's like Dan with a laminator, right?
Exactly.
Like, I laminated my cat. You know?
Like there are certain games that...
He labeled his kids so he could tell them apart.
Yeah.
It's not all of them, but there are certain games that you can laminate the player boards because they're thin enough and small enough. You just laminate them, and they're perfectly safe now. It's nice. Pretty much any roll and write.
Yeah.
Just laminate a sheet for each player.
And then dry erase.
Give everyone dry erase markers.
Yep. Yeah.
Instantly, it makes the game last forever.
You never have to buy it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yep. Okay, another quick one because this is one of those things that I think are not necessary but are just super nice, and that is a board game bag. Something like that to carry your games around.
Board game bags.
You do not need them, but they are usually the right size and the right cushion for games. It instantly makes it easier.
Yep.
So if you don't want to go and buy like a boardgametables.com bag, which they're good.
Are super affordable, actually.
Yeah,
very
affordable.
I got a bag right down there. I bought that from Guitar Center. It is a drum bag.
Yeah, that's a pretty good fit too.
You know, they fit perfectly. You can fit a lot of stuff in there. They don't like have the straps like a backpack, but you can fit a ton of stuff in there, and they're very sturdy and padded.
Board Game Garage has really nice ones too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Quick one. Playmats.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
I know.
Storing them is a nightmare, but
situational
Playmats are super nice. Like your copy of Nemesis, you got the playmat. I would love to play Nemesis on that playmat.
Well, the only issue with it, I'm going to have to buy another thing, and I knew this going into it. I totally knew because it's double-sided. You know what that means? Playmats are designed to stick to the table. This one doesn't. It's double-sided.
Slides all over
so
the place.
it slides worse than a board would, right?
Okay.
So you have to buy one of those things. I don't even know what they are, but like my grandma's house had so freaking many of them. They're like those little squares that are a bunch of white. They look like a bunch of white dots with like holes in between. So it's not a flat piece. It's a bunch of things added together.
It's the anti. It's
Exactly. It's that
anti-slide
anti-stick stuff that you just put stuff on.
Yeah. Well, not
like,
anti-stick.
People do it for cooking a lot. They'll put it under what they're putting their pans on.
Or like the thing that holds your silverware in the drawer, right?
Oh yeah,
it keeps it from sliding back and forth.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of those. Super easy, super cheap, but I'm definitely gonna have to get one for the Nemesis.
There was a time when I wish I had the playmat for Rising Sun.
Oh yeah.
Just because it looks really nice. But again, I don't know where I'd put it.
One of the cool things, Frostpunk's coming out, and they have a big box that you could add on that is big enough to hold the playmat rolled up inside.
Oh, right on.
So
well, Marvel Legendary, I love my playmats for that.
Right, any of those.
Yeah, and after
job.
the initial, because the very first game came with a board that unfolded.
And then they were like,
Yeah, but then they started putting, and they fit in the box, which is awesome because that fixes the storage solution problem. But I've got like a playmat for WrestleNomicon. You know, I have them. I enjoy them. I don't always seek them out because it's like, well, do I want to drop another $30-40 on that? I could buy another game.
Right.
And
I'd rather buy the game than the mat because like the storage solution problem is the biggest.
But if
thing
it
something
comes
else I have to carry.
I think I just have the carry thing is a slight issue. That's why it's nice when a game can hold it, like Legendary and stuff. But I don't see the storage thing as that big of a problem for me, but that might just be because I have so many extra closets in my house, right? You just get those hangers that like hold like this, and you just hang them up, like, and they all hang flat in a closet,
like a rug store.
Yeah, and that's how I do it. Well, I don't have enough yet to really need to do it, but that's what I'm planning on doing when I have enough.
Yeah.
I've seen people do
take like tubes, like PVC piping or cardboard tubes, and then put them all together, lash them together, and then you can just store them in there.
Right. I see people do that all the time too. Works well. Yeah. So something that's not necessary at all. I personally love them. I like the look and feel. Next, this is such a specific one. The things you can do with magnets are stunning. I see it all the time of sticking them under boards and then sticking them on the bottom of pieces so that they can stick and stuff. Or honestly, the big thing that made me even want to bring this up is because when you get miniatures games, you can do stunning things. Like people like take their miniatures arms off and put a tiny magnet ball bearing in both so that you can move your guy's arm around and stuff. Or X-Wing, they have it so that you can actually move have all your ships in formations as they're moving around and everything. Totally unnecessary. I have never seen a necessary case of magnets, but every time I see them, I'm like, that person is a genius.
Yeah. Well, I do have one. I mean, there's one game I play with necessary magnets, but it's part of the game and it's all built in there. In zero gravity.
Yeah, you got to have magnets for that.
Exactly.
That, so.
Yeah, I'm talking about people going out of their way as a ridiculous accessory.
Yeah, I heard somebody else I knew. It was back when one of the other FLGSs was open, and the guy was making some crazy Warhammer thing or something, and he wanted to be able to do like, because you had to pick what loadout you wanted, and you would glue their arms out. And he's like, no, I want to be able to use it for all the different types. So he just put all magnets on it. And he's like, oh, I want to use the big gun this time. Bloop, pop those off, stick the magnet on there.
That's
and that way you can use just the one.
See, every time someone does something with magnets, I go, cool. Totally unnecessary again, but like solving some issues with boards and playmats would be, man, if you had, this would be cool. If you had magnets built into your table, is what I'm saying. And then you have magnets on the corners of your board or your thing.
From sliding.
And and they flop onto your table. Like, again, just always cool, always completely unnecessary. But I wanted to bring them up because of that. How do you guys feel about a special table for just board games?
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
They can be really expensive.
Very expensive. They're very nice. But
I was
expensive.
fortunate because more than that, 7 or 8 years ago, we bought a table, like our dining room table has a Lazy Susan in the middle. It's great for games when you gotta like rotate, you spin it around if everything fits on it, and it's a pretty good sized Lazy Susan in the middle. Actually, my sister was inspired. They got a table with that. Sometimes
it's great, sometimes it's not.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah. The board sitting on there, the board is like twisting and like things are flying off because
it doesn't happen that often.
I've never seen
not
that
that
happen,
often, but yeah, it can spin a little bit.
Yeah, it can spin a little.
It's nice when you're doing like a deck builder and you have the market. You like turn it to, I can read all the cards.
Yep.
Okay, I'm done. And it's a nice way to signify you're done, right? You turn to the next person so you know it's their turn.
Works really well.
Yeah.
Well, that turned into a very specific Lazy Susan table conversation.
It did. But all the companies that make the board
like
game
toppers, those are super nice. Like if I had the extra fundage laying around, I'd have one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. Good luck finding one that fits your table, though.
I know.
The problem is they are such an investment, and I get it because it is craftsmanship.
It is very nice. They're well made.
They're very well made, and the companies that do it well. You pay for it, but man, they are really nice.
My biggest thing is just room, only because I want a board game table to be bigger than a kitchen table, right?
Yeah.
In order to fit everything, it needs to be a certain size. In order to fit the majority of games nicely, it needs to be a certain size, and I cannot fit that anywhere in my house. So to me, it's like, we'll just cramp on the kitchen table, and it'll work, right? But yeah, trust me, if I had the funding and the room, or like if I could fix the basement up, I'd have a board game table in a second. Custom insert is obvious, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
If you can, either foam core, like you make your own.
Right. Make your own.
Cheaper. Yeah. Way cheaper.
Hot glue gun.
Or what's the wood company?
Oh yeah, Broken Token.
Broken Token.
Daedalus used to be pretty good, but they closed up.
They did, which is sad. That's my Caverna one that I love.
Yeah,
is Daedalus.
I've got
there was another one too. That was.
I've got a Gloomhaven Daedalus. Folded Space is another one.
Folded Space. That was one I was thinking.
They're cheap. That's a much cheaper option.
Yeah, it's like foam core.
Yeah.
Pre-made foam core.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just assemble it.
Already did that one. So the last one I have written down is what type of shelving do you prefer? What kind of storage, basically, for board games do you use?
Kallax style.
Yeah, that's why
I've got generic. Like I don't actually have
Kallax.
Kallaxes, but I've got generic shelving style similar to this. I'm very happy with it.
Right. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's like the bottom half is a dresser and the top half is just a giant open glass case with shelves, and so I have all the
Plus
board
keeps your
games in
dogs
there
out of
for
it,
now.
right?
That's my issue. Trust me. We wanted these
Something
so
nicer,
bad,
yeah.
but finding a place in the house to put these
Where the dogs
where
can
it's
get.
like we're not going to put these in the basement and then every time we want to play we have to walk up and downstairs to grab games and stuff, right? So the only place we could put it in the living room, and that's where the dogs are, and the dogs will chew anything in front of them. So
I would have dead dogs or be getting rid of them.
yeah. Yeah.
Can't have that, man.
So
that's tough. That is tough. I will say on a different. Well, I've got one more, I guess, after we're done talking about shelving.
Yep.
But I like these shelves.
Yeah,
This style of
that's why I have
shelving.
at home.
they
I
are
have
by
these
far my
Calyx.
favorite design for
They
board
look
games.
they look very nice.
You can
They're
find all
tidy.
different kinds of variants on this too. But
Yeah.
yes, this style of shelving is ideal for me.
Yeah, just squares that are big enough,
Cubes.
basically. It
Yep.
does not need to be Calyx, but yeah,
Sure.
cubes that are
Cubes.
big enough to fit the average size board game is all you need.
Yep.
It looks so nice. You can buy them, like these are kind of big, right? But you can buy them in like 1x4,
Yeah,
and
1x4, 2x4s,
exactly.
4x4s,
Anything you
5x4s.
And I've actually
2x2s.
mine at home looks like this, but it's actually like two stacked on top of
Right.
each other. But because they kind of are seamless,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you have to kind of look, and you're like, oh yeah, that's
yeah, it's
two.
slightly wider there.
Yeah. And then like plus like kind of be a modular, right? 'Cause like on mine I have like a doorway in one, so I have like the
Right.
shelves, and then I have one spanning across the
Yeah,
doorway, so
that's
you kind of
cool.
like walk underneath it to go through the door.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with them.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool
But
stuff.
that's all the basic stuff I wrote down. All the accessories I could think of that people have, both digital, physical, storage.
I know Bob does this.
Uh-oh.
Replaces dice in games. I know
Oh,
I talked
yeah.
a little bit about it.
that. Yeah, I do that.
But to get more into it, I would say that if you got a game that just has like black and white, like basic dice, go to your FLGS and buy some cool
Buy
dice.
some cool dice. Yeah.
Buy some cool dice.
Yeah,
Buy
you
enough
can-
dice so every player can have their own.
Yeah.
You know,
Player color dice is one of the nicest things
Yes.
I've seen.
And you can do it really cheap.
It's almost
especially in
not,
the times of COVID.
It's
right?
almost not
Have your own dice.
necessary like ever, but like one of the ones I have it saved on my Amazon list. I just literally haven't been able to play it yet. But once I'm able to get Twilight Imperium 4 to the table, I have a kit on my Amazon list that comes with the dice you need for all the player colors.
Nice.
Right? So instead of passing the black dice around, whatever that comes in it, there's the yellow player's yellow dice, the red player's red
Yep.
dice, and everyone has their own
I
color
did that
dice.
with my GKR. I bought
yeah.
dice. I bought color, like faction specific dice for each. Like so, the purple mech has purple dice, and the yellow mech has yellow dice, and so on and so
Again,
forth.
anything that makes you feel asymmetric, right?
Yeah.
It's not asymmetric,
more
but you're like
personalized.
exact
Yeah.
personalized. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great word. Anything that makes you feel
These are
personalized
mine.
dramatically increases the gameplay, even if it does nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, that feeling, and that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Feelings.
now you have the fancy version of Lords of Vegas, but when I
Yes.
play Lords of Vegas now, instead of using the paper money, I bring out my poker chips,
Nice.
Oh yeah.
which is essentially the currency that
Yeah,
they
right.
use
It's
in
like
the-
upgrade metal coins is the same kind of idea. Upgrade
Yeah, I
the
love
currency of
the
the
poker
game.
chips.
But
They're
the
really
poker
nice.
chips are on theme.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to get. I don't have one anymore because I just got like a little tray of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to get the spinny.
Oh yeah,
poker chip holder.
that holds them.
Yeah, because I want to be able to just play Lords of Vegas and put that out instead
Right.
of working with the little tray.
Sure.
So that's my next like
Right.
game
They're not
upgrade
that
thing.
expensive.
And they're
That's
super
not-
cheap
yeah.
to get. So it's
Okay,
not,
especially if like you can buy one, and most of them come with like cheap chips
Exactly.
anyway, and then you put your nice iron clays. in
Exactly.
there.
You have to make sure that yours are the standardized size and it's the
It
standard
should
size,
be.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Most of them are, but some aren't.
Right.
But yeah, just
yeah,
if
don't
they're
go that
standard
cheap
size-
that you get like a funky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, why are these oblong? Yeah.
Right. Right.
These are- Wait, this is a hot dog holder.
Wait a minute. So yeah, those are the ones that I got. Is like
Anything else, Bob?
No, we hit all the
Yeah,
things. That I had
figured
on there, yeah.
I literally sat down and just wrote.
no, you had a
forever.
good list.
Yeah, that's
That
it.
is a good list.
Thorough.
So what did we forget though? Because there's definitely something we
Probably
forgot.
something
So
somewhere.
what
I'm
is an
sure.
accessory we didn't talk about? Physical, digital, storage solution, whatever it is that you guys either can't live without, can't stand, or that you know is a pure guilty pleasure.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
got a
let me
lot of
know
those.
because like I love upgrading. And doing
Right.
things.
Right. What
Yeah.
can I?
Yeah.
What can I do?
Yeah, what are we missing? Yeah,
Where are our
because
blind spots at?
There are some games. There are some games that definitely, and like you said, usually it's got to be games that I love or will play
Right.
a lot. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm not going to sleeve my kittens in a blender or whatever. You know, like $5 game that I just bought.
Right.
and have and never play.
Well, now I'm never playing it with you because it's not going to be upgraded.
It's not going to be upgraded. You are correct. You are correct. But who doesn't want to throw kittens in a blender?
Yeah, that's true.
Fair enough. So, guys, thank you always for watching, liking, subscribing. Be sure to check out not only our friends at the Board Game Mechanics, because they're pretty okay. Yeah. And Jason was just on an episode with us.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing more of that.
Yeah.
But also check out our friends at the Miniatures Rundown. Yep. CJ and Jeff sometimes is over there.
Yep.
Jeff is sometimes everywhere.
Jeff is sometimes everywhere.
I just watch channels on YouTube sometimes, and they're like, today we're going to be talking about the history of World War II, and Jeff's just like in the background, like, don't forget this.
Yeah. Well, what Jeff does is he green screens himself into just like a lot of things.
That's what it is.
So sometimes he just like walks behind him. Like, there's Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
There's Jeff
in the background.
Like this. Then he walks away. But yeah, check them out. They're definitely worth watching. We have a Facebook page.
Link in the description.
There's you can find news to other things on our Game Talk network. You can also ask to join our Facebook group, the Board Game Rundown. It is a private group, so you have to seek it out.
Yep.
But all you got to do is ask to join. Don't forget about our big old giveaway. Yeah. And what are some of the guests you would like to see us try to get on the show? Because that is going to be a thing that we're going to start doing more and more. We've got a couple in our pocket that are going to be lined up that we'll be bringing to you. But yeah, if you guys have suggestions, people you'd like to see, yeah, we've got some ideas. We've got a new board game roulette coming. Very excited about that. What else am I forgetting?
I don't know, man.
That's it.
Probably a lot.
I think you're forgetting to say goodbye.
Oh, well, I guess.
Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, subscribe if you haven't, share it with your friends if you haven't, ring that bell. That is the most important part. I'm telling you, like the video, subscribe all you want, don't do it all you want, but ring that bell when you are subscribed because that is the only way you can guarantee our video will be put into your subscription box. And we talk about last minute stuff all the time. We love doing that because it's cool and fresh and new and we're lazy. No, just kidding. But so yeah, ring that bell if you haven't and make sure we show up in your subscription box because otherwise, why did you even subscribe if we don't show up in your subscription box, guys?
Because you're being nice.
The YouTube algorithm. Look it up. Anyway.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So while we put Dan in a corner to calm down for the board game rundown, I've been Tim.
I've been Bob.
I've been Dan.
We'll see you next time. Jeff does is he green screens himself into just like a lot of things.
That's what it is.
So sometimes he just like walks behind him. Like acting.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.